This dish is absolutely inspired by our Scottish brothers and sisters, using the incredible spices of haggis. We're going to do lamb shanks that are so tender they're just going to fall off the bone. We're going to have a kick of marmalade, whiskey, and a deep, rich veggie sauce on a creamy, cheesy pearl barley risotto. You're going to love it. So it all begins here with these 6 beautiful lamb shanks. What I like to do is go to my butcher. These have been French trimmed at the top, which expose the bone. They look absolutely beautiful. I'm going to kiss them with just a little olive oil, and I'll season these with salt and pepper. And then what we want to do is get that into a frying pan, which is on a medium heat. So we want to brown off the lamb shanks to get beautiful colour, to create more flavour. Now, at the same time, add a little olive oil to a pan. I'm just going to finely chop 4 slices of smoked bacon. Then go in with some bay leaves for flavour. The smell is already incredible. So next ingredient, onions. I'm going to use 1 white and 1 red. I want to cut them quite big. In with the onions, a couple of carrots, nice big chunks of carrot. Then we're going in with our friend Mr. Swede. Ultimately what I'm after is 1-inch chunks. Last but not least, the humble celery stick. And in we go. What we're doing now is intensifying and caramelising like natural sugars in the veggies. 15 minutes dedicated to colour, colour, colour. So, let's talk spices. Haggis, such an incredible dish. The spicing is brilliant. So go into a mortar with those classic haggis spices. A tablespoon of black pepper, 10 allspice berries, 5 cloves, and grate in half a nutmeg. Bash them together until fine and sieve them over the veg. This is all getting very exciting. I can even be a little bit cheeky and steal a little bit of the lamb fat, full of flavour. You can see caramelising in full effect. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of thick cut marmalade. It's going to make everything shine and it's going to start to caramelise even more. I want to add a thickening agent now. So 1 generous heaped tablespoon of flour, and then one of my favourite ingredients, 4 shots of really nice Scotch whiskey. Now, if you want, what you can do is flame it. Of course, when you're flaming, be careful, because you want the alcohol to cook away fully. As soon as that's happened, add this amazing golden lamb shank. Look at that colour. Any sticky bits from the pan can go in. Pour in a litre of beef stock, then scrunch up a sheet of greaseproof paper and cover the pot. So I love to put the greaseproof on instead of a lid, because what happens is it lets it slowly evaporate, concentrate in that lovely gravy, and it's going to be richer and tastier for it. So I'm going to cook that now for 3 hours at 170 degrees Celsius, and the oven's going to do all the hard work and make it so tender you won't believe. Now, I want to show you how to make the most delicious sweet leek pearl barley risotto. With these lovely big leeks, concentrate on the white part. Cut it in half lengthwise, like that, and I just want to finely slice the leeks. Add a knob of butter to a new pan, a couple of sprigs of thyme, then go in with your leeks. Add a splash of water and cook over a medium heat for 15 minutes. The leeks have just been ticking away. Have a look at that. The softness and sweetness that's come out of these leeks is unbelievable. We can add 450 grams of pearl barley. Now look, these are fantastic little grains. And it has this incredible ability, just like risotto grains, to suck up flavour from not only the leeks that are sweet and delicious, but good stock. Go in with 1.5 litres of chicken stock, cover and cook for around 40 minutes until the barley is tender. The pearl barley is smelling delicious, and if we have a little taste, oh, it's delicious. What I want to do is just add about 500 mils of milk to sort of make it pearly white. And there's one last ingredient, cheddar cheese. Not only for flavour, but also for seasoning. In we go, and just stir it in. Turn the heat off. Let it just sit. Beautifully, kind of getting even more silky and gorgeous. Let's think about serving up. Have a little look at that. Come on, chunks of veg. Let's grab one of those shanks. just amazing. And then let's go over to that incredible pearl barley. Look at that starchy, comforting gorgeousness. I'll take just a few thyme tips, sprinkle it on the top. Come on, let's get some of that. See how silky it is? I'll go in with the veg first. Look at those chunks. And what I love is the way that the dark, thick gravy marbles through that silky barley risotto. Wowzers, let's get amongst it. And we know we've done good work on the lamb when you can just shake, shake, shake the meat off the bone. Come on, look at that, yes! Right, enough yapping. Deep flavour, tender, sweet meat. I've just got a little hit of marmalade, just a little chunk of that orange peel works so well with the swede, the whiskey, the dark gravy. Oh, go out this weekend, get yourself some lamb shanks and have a proper little cook-up. You will love it. There's nothing better than cooking something delicious for friends or family, and you don't have to wait to the end of the weekend to do a beautiful roast. Introducing pot roast pork, wrapped in cured meat with sage and garlic, and a side dish of celeriac, spinach, and some compotted apple and rhubarb. Oh yes, let's do this. So this is a beautiful piece of pork loin. It's about 1 kilo. We've removed belly and fat to make it convenient. So it's going to cook really evenly, but we have lost flavour. So we've got to add it back in. So we'll do that by creating an amazing marinade and wrapping it in the cured meat. First up, I'm going to use a fantastic herb, sage. The smell is amazing. And then I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. Take your pestle and smash it up. Then go in with 2 cloves of garlic. Once the garlic has been smashed, then finish off the marinade process with 2 tablespoons of oil and about 1 tablespoon or 2 of red wine vinegar. That, my friends, is unbelievable flavour potential. Pour it over the pork and then we can have a nice little rub up. Let's have a look at the cured meat for wrapping. So take a piece of greaseproof paper. We'll rub that with a little olive oil. And then here I'm using a cured meat called Coppa di Parma. But of course you can use Parma ham, use whatever you can get your hands on. And I'm just going to lay out this incredible cured meat, turn this, take that amazing cut of pork. We're using simply rolling and gravity to wrap that, okay? Now at this stage, we want to secure it. So I'm going to take some string, do a double knot, and pull it fairly tight, right? We want to secure that to the pork. And there you go. Something truly beautiful and ready for cooking. So pan goes on, just a little bit of olive oil, a little knob of butter, and as it starts to bubble and fry, we'll go in with this incredible piece of pork. Listen to that, come on, that's what it's all about. Now, we will just move this pork around and we'll achieve a little bit of light golden colour. While the pork browns, slice up a stick of celery, cut the red onion into wedges and add to the pan with a couple of sprigs of rosemary. It's just lovely, savoury flavours. This is going to be beautiful. So, you know, as it starts to fry and get golden and crisp, then we add a little Chianti, just a little. We don't want to boil, and that's going to create the most amazing sort of humid, delicious environment where the fat and the Chianti is just kind of creating this shiny cream that just bastes the meat. That's pot roasting. So it's going in the oven for about 40 minutes. Every 10 minutes, I'll turn it and baste it. And this will give you golden, delicious, moist pork. What I'll do now is bang this in an oven at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit. It's gonna be truly amazing. So as that beautiful pork cooks, what could go with it? I'm thinking celeriac. You can steam it, grill it, you can mash it, you can pretty much treat it like a parsnip or a potato, but also most of the flavour is in the skin. So I've had a proper little scrub up. Generously sort of cut off those lobes of skin. There you go. So all I do here is a little seasoning and a little oil, celeriac cracklings in the bottom of the oven. Into a new pan, add a tablespoon of olive oil, a few sprigs of thyme, and go in with the chopped celeriac. And about half an hour of cooking and that will be beautiful. As that's happening, I want to do a compote. Apples, very, very traditional, quite British, but then I'm kind of rifting off into the wonderful world of rhubarb. Sour. It's got that kind of weird sort of tropical slap. Chunk up the rhubarb and add to the roasting tray. Then peel and chop a red and green apple. Add a pinch of salt and pepper, a tablespoon of brown sugar, a splash of red wine vinegar, and throw in a knob of butter. So give it a nice little mix up. This goes in the oven. Let's have a look at our pork and give it just another drizzle of the Chianti. Look at that. Just move it over and just add that juice, and it's going to be amazing. Put the pork back in the oven and let it cook away, remembering to turn and baste it every 10 minutes. Come on! Look at that gorgeous, simple sauce. Now, I'm going to let the meat rest in its juices, right? About 10 minutes. That will give you a tastier, more tender cut of meat. And then here, we have got the celeriac. I want to bring some greens into the story. So baby spinach, 2 bags, get it in there. Use the residual steam, a couple of minutes, and then it's plate up time. So exciting. The smell is phenomenal. Look at this. Come on. Colour, flavour, smells, that's what it's about. If I just push it, look at the moisture coming out of it. Dry pork, no longer. No way, Jose. Different vibe, but it's going to put a massive smile on your face. The idea of sauce, gravy. Right, we're not going to have pints of the stuff, sorry. But what I'll give you in return is flavour like you've never had before. And we've got a roasted rhubarb and apple compote. Crispy celeriac cracklings. Ladies and gentlemen, pot roast pork wrapped in cured meat. Oh, that is so good. Nice bit of the old cured meat, the silky, soft pork, and that Chianti juice is so good. Little kiss of sweetness from the compote. That, my friend, is a little fork of heavenly beauty. Oh, what a way to start the weekend. I am so excited to give you a recipe for an amazing homemade pie. Beautiful, crumbly pastry, chicken, sweet leeks, creamy sauce. This is gonna be amazing. It starts here with a chicken. So a nice free-range chicken. What I wanna do first is cut it in half. Just hold the chicken, get the tip, cut down the back, and then down the breast. So in a pan, we'll have just a tiny bit of oil. So chicken goes into the pan. I'm using the whole chicken. You get maximum flavour from the bones and the bone marrow, but also the joy of white meat, brown meat, and the sweet meat is incredible. So we've got a second pan on a medium heat, and what I want to do is start frying off a beautiful base to give you the best pie filling ever. For that, I'm going to start with some smoky bacon. Just cut ourselves some little lardons. So into the pan we go, add a little oil, and that is an incredible welcoming party for vegetables and herbs. So we'll start off with thyme to rip that in, and then base vegetables. 1 heart of celery, 1 onion, 1 carrot, and 1 leek. Roughly sliced into sort of 1.5 centimetre dice. Into the pan. I don't want the veg so small that it's going to disappear. I want to have chunks of veggies. So about 10-15 minutes of gentle frying. So that gives us time to clean down and make the pastry. Add 500 grams of plain flour to a bowl, a pinch of sea salt, and 250 grams of very cold butter. So by grating the butter like that, it just makes it so easy to rub into the flour. Pour in 100 millilitres of cold water and bring it together. And kind of hug it. No kneading, just hugging. That's what we want. And I'm gonna just form it into 2 balls. Divide so it's 1/3 for the lid and 2/3 for the base. Wrap them up and flatten out and leave to chill in the fridge until needed. If you look in here now, we have a nice bit of colour. That means we've got mega flavour already. I want to turn this into a beautiful sauce to stew that chicken, right? To pull out all that flavour. I'm going to use scrumpy, beautiful cloudy cider. Just a nice little swig goes in. The smell is phenomenal. And we want to cook all of that cider away. Go in with a heaped teaspoon of English mustard, 2 heaped tablespoons of plain flour, a litre of chicken stock, and bring to a simmer. At this point in the story, we've created that stewing environment, and we're taking that lovely crispy golden chicken. Now those bones are straight down into that sauce. So lid on top and just let it blip away for around about an hour until the thigh meat pulls off the bone, and that will be incredible. This fat in the pan, by the way, I'm gonna keep that for a little secret later. So the chicken is done. If I just pull the thigh meat, and it should just fall off the bone. That's what we want. Super tender, super delicious, happy days. Oh. So, meat into here. I have been slicing up 500 grams of button mushrooms. By putting the mushrooms in at this stage, you get really sweet, nutty mushroom flavour. Oh, stir that through. Okay, so now, 2 forks, and just pull that tender meat from the bone. At this point, the bones have done their job. They've given you awesome flavour. Carefully remove all the bones, add the chunks of chicken back to the stew, and mix through 2 tablespoons of creme fraiche. So I want this stew to do 2 things. Give me amazing, perfect filling, and then also an incredible sauce. And we can have both by one easy little trick that I love. Get yourself a pan, get yourself a colander, and sieve that filling. The sauce will go through it, and you can reheat that later to pour on top of your pie. Put that to one side, and now we can make our pie. So we'll get our pastry out of the fridge, and we'll roll this out so it's gonna line this beautiful pie dish. What I will do is just give a little bit of olive oil to the bottom of the dish and give it a rub. Put your chilled pastry in between a sheet of greaseproof paper and roll it till it's ½ centimetre thick. Add to the pie dish, pour in the cooled filling, and roll out your pie lid. I don't care if it cracks. I embrace it. Look, I'm gonna tear it. Oh no, there's a crack. It doesn't matter. We're gonna just tear it up and put it in just like that. And as we take in the sides, we're gonna create just a beautiful rustic pie. So just a little egg wash. So I'm gonna cook that now for about an hour. Put it at the bottom of the oven. The temperature will be 190 degrees Celsius, which is 375 Fahrenheit, and that will be a thing of beauty. So that glorious pie is nearly done. And I've just knocked up a bit of mashed potato. You guys know how to do that, but what you might not know how to do is make cabbage beautiful. We're gonna do something quick and delicious and amazing. Roughly slice up the cabbage and add to the chicken fat you saved earlier. Cook over a high heat until softened and lightly charred. Add a splash of water, a teaspoon of mustard, and a pinch of salt and white pepper. These 3 things bring out the most wonderful flavour. Just takes your everyday cabbage to another place. So cabbage is done. Our gravy is bubbling away and reheating nicely. And then, yes, that, my friends, is what I wanted. Look at that. Bubbling, blipping, look. Just so good. The hispy cabbage that is soft and succulent, but it's got the char. Good old mashed potato, always a good friend of a pie. Then we'll get a gravy boat. This poured over the top of your pie will be a joyful thing. Oh, look how flaky that pastry is. I'm very excited. Come on. Look at that, we've got the chunks of chicken, the flaky pastry. That is a slice of heaven. Let's have a dunk mash, some of that amazing cabbage done good, and then gravy. Let's get in there. Hallelujah. You know, using the whole chicken gives you the hyper flavour. Everyone deserves to enjoy a good homemade pie. Guys, what are you waiting for?